Hello, welcome to Point On Studio. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about career path. I got many questions from people on like LinkedIn or from my YouTube or through email. Recently, many people asking some questions regarding their career path. I'm not too sure I'm in right position to say something, but yeah, maybe I can um, give some advice if they can take it just as another opinion. So one of the question I generally get a lot from um, people that say I'm looking to build up my experience in Revit and trying to get on right beam path in their career, and is there any advice for that? Revit, yes, right. Revit is perhaps getting popular in Europe also, not only in America or Asia or also Australia. For me, I wouldn't say it's very important to know Revit in general, but if you are confident in your domain, either where you're architects or structural engineers or MEP engineers, the most important thing is, of course, if you want to be specialized in your specific domain. I don't know. For me, yeah, Revit is important for sure. These days, there are many companies looking for people who can use Revit. But more importantly, what exactly you want to be specialized in? Because BIM is really broad, and it's not only about Revit. Yeah, you can. It's difficult to answer this question actually, but yeah, Revit. There are so many materials you can learn throughout YouTube, or you can also access to what is this, LinkedIn, not LinkedIn Learning, and there lynda.com. There are many tutorials and great tutors shows you around. But I would say more importantly, you should meet a right workplace. So it doesn't matter if it's big or small, the size of company. But first of all, for me, I've learned Revit from really small interior designer actually at the beginning. And back in 2008, nobody really knew Revit that time in Australia. And I was lucky to follow these two interior designers using Revit. So it was a lucky case. I start to follow them and did some project with them. So slowly I got interested in. But the most of tool set, I think I run myself. I bought book called Mastering Autodesk Revit. There are many series. I don't know these days how many series are published, but that time that book is about like really thick book, but it has a lot of tips and tricks, and most of I like reading a book because book is like it's like really authorized, and they have like condensed their experience writing in the textbook. It's really helpful rather than just random tutorials. So if you read Mastering of Revit Architect, like I don't know, I don't know these days what series they have, but Mastering of Revit Architect, because Revit that time in 2008 it was separated between Revit Architecture and Structure and Revit MEP. So I was reading that book, and after that, of course, I was always catching up like current event. So Autodesk University was one of the event. Even though I was student at university, I was always trying to attend hackathon organized by many different organizations and Autodesk Hackathon or Autodesk University. And when you attend this sort of event in person, it's nice because you see different group of people and different interests, and you may build up the network, and it's really nice. For me, I always remember when I was a student, I was even flying from Austria to London to attend some event, and also there are many exam or certificate exam is available. I remember I paid like £1,500 as a student, and flying from Austria to London as a Korean student and attending like a 10-12 hours of intensive certificate course organized by Building Research established in Watford. And yeah, I was just without much knowledge attending the certificate course and running and taking the exam, getting the certificate and pay myself. It was very expensive, but it was worth it. And also, if there is some event in Norway, Oslo, like at the back 2011, I'm not sure, 13 or 14, like Dynamo user group, they had event in Oslo in Norway, and I flew with my private, yeah, I just spent my extra whatever pocket money, and I flew there and seeing what's going on and asking sort of curiosity about all kind of development and questioning. Yeah, and I think by doing that you always kind of improve yourself, and you can position yourself. Is it really for me, or is it worthwhile to invest in it? And when I was a student, I was always thought that technology never really and for me technology was always giving me opportunities, because I'm not native German speakers in Austria, or when I was in Germany, I also felt that speaking only English is also not enough. Or when I was in Australia also, I'm not native English speaker, so it was always difficult to overcome language at some point. But I invest a lot of time to catch up current technologies in our building industry. So majority of time I spend to learn different softwares, and a lot of them is not even being used anymore. Some of the softwares were being killed, but you have all the idea like how it's developed, and most of them, generally speaking, it's very easy to pick up these days. There is nothing difficult once you have your mindset. Then software is not very difficult to catch up. And these days there are many people sharing the knowledge, so I think this is something great. So I would say, learning Revit is important, but I think more or less you should find the right workplace, and there when you start to work, you'll definitely meet a mentor at workplace, and if you meet good mentor who you respect and who you can follow, you will naturally you'll gain all this sort of experience and knowledge, and of course you will trying to develop more skills in Revit. But Revit, I would say, it's not very important. So of course you can run, but it's not something you must only focus on. I wouldn't say it's that important. And another question, some students, or I think graduates, they're trying to find some intern position where they can learn about parametric design or parametric structural design, and they couldn't find the right place. So is there any advice for that? To be honest, to me the life I'm born in Korea, and I was traveling to Australia, and then I decided to study architecture there in Melbourne, at RMIT University, because I saw, okay, this is challenge for me that I can at least learn language, and I never knew what I wanted to do, so architecture school was a big challenge, and I was always trying to get a get a job parallel while I was studying. So yeah, internship. I'm not sure if that is useful. To be honest, I never done like internship, because for me internship is I don't know if like a lot of company I felt that they are using interns to just order just minor jobs, not very important jobs. But rather than I was always trying to getting a job, proper job, even though it's part time, let's say 10 hours per week or 20 hours per week. I was trying to get part time job rather than internship, and of course to get part time job or even full time job, you have to be confident in your skill set. So yeah, first of all, trying to trying to I'm sorry, maybe trying to search more. I was trying to search in my country and also in Australia. Whenever I was traveling to other country, there is something always. You can definitely find some place. For example, I couldn't find something in terms of study back in Korea or Australia. So I packed all my luggage, and I moved to Germany, and there it was almost impossible to find job without learning German, because I was in very small city in South Germany. But I just trying to knock the door every single office, and then you know just asking them, is there any job available? I don't speak German, but this is my portfolio, that these are things what I can do, and I'm sure you can find some place if you travel around. And I also, yeah, in Germany I realized there is not like the university back then in 2012, couldn't find some interesting university taught in English program, because I wish to learn parametric design. So you know I didn't have enough money, of course, so to pay master degree. So I have to look up like places where they offer free education. So Europe was a good choice. And yeah, luckily I found University of Arts in Vienna, where Professor Jahadid was in charge of whole studio for 15 years. And yeah, that's why I moved to Austria, and you know start to build up the academic knowledge and also professional knowledge. Because while I was at university, as I said, I'm knocking the door wherever possible and then find job. And if that is right place, then I was trying to learn as much as I can. So if you cannot find, I know sometimes it's difficult to move depending on your current situation. But if I can give advice, if you cannot find in your local place, maybe try to look further. Maybe if you are European, maybe you can look somewhere in Asia or Australia. I don't know, in Canada. I'm sure there are places you can find. And if your financial status is difficult to travel, yeah, but as long as you are young, you can do it, because most of case you can go, and there you can find, even when I was in Australia first year, I had to survive. So I was washing the dishes in at the restaurant. I was in Chinatown working as a waiter, and after midnight, woke up at 3 a.m. Working as a housekeeper at hotel, cleaning. You can still survive. So what can I say? You could travel, and then always trying to improve yourself, to find right place. If you're healthy, and if you don't have any, if you like, I don't know, personal issue to travel outside of your local place, then that could be also one option. Like maybe language is difficult, or to be honest, I didn't care. It's another experience. You can have different experience, like not only for your career path, but also for your personal life experience. I would say that could help. And once you find, yeah, I'm sure that you can find somewhere. Just don't give up, and believe yourself, strengthen your knowledge, follow the technology, and yeah, during this Corona time, maybe it's a little bit difficult to decide, but I still know many people, even though in this pandemic difficult time, they are still traveling between the continent to find the opportunity. So there is always way. So please, maybe try hard, like further, and then probably you can find it. That can be work, or that can be your another study, perhaps. Doesn't matter. If you think it's valuable, just go for it. I think that is my answer regarding these two questions. So BIM, yes, right. BIM, Revit is good position. If you know Revit, maybe you have more options to find jobs. But don't just marginalize this, or minimum, like sort of, limit only about Revit, because yeah, if you find right place for the job, then you can, this sort of software, you can quickly find it. Or you just spend some time. If I would really think, if you want to learn software, if you really want to learn, spend about 24 hours for one specific software these days. You can pick up interfaces generally, or even open source softwares are intuitive. It's just a matter of how focused you are. And so I would say Revit is not a big deal. It's just such a easy I would say each software, in terms of tool you can find from everywhere, but who can mentor how to use these tools, depending on the project style, that is more important. Once you catch that, then you can be creative. You can, invent new workflow. You can research. You always can improve yourself. For parametric design or parametric structure engineering option, yeah, you have to just try harder. For me, I was a student, and even if there was lecturer, I just show my portfolio to the lecturer. I'm very interested in your lecture, and I can do this. Is there any option to find job there where you work? To be honest, that's how I got a job in Austria first time. I just went to my lecture. The one of the lecturers lecture, and then I just asked after the class, and he became my mentor at work as well. At least while I was studying at university, I was really really happy to learn a lot of stuff from him. So you never know what comes, but just try, keep trying. Then I think you will find a good position. And also in terms of like, I'm doing a lot of like sophistic, for example, I'm showing some superficial, video tutorials that within my knowledge. But to be honest, this also, when I was in event, BIM symposium in Austria, I was just asking some question to sophistic company. They were the event managers, and they said, we can contact me. If they keep the contact, then I just contact, and then the rest you just have to be consistent or persistent, let's say. So if you show your persistent energy and your positive feeling, then a lot of companies are always open for you. Like, just try, keep try. I failed a lot. I was asking many people in event and also any conference. I was always trying to attend, but a lot of them might ignore you, or a lot of them give you just contact and doesn't care after you send message. But never mind, it's a nature. You just keep trying, and then I'm sure you'll find right place for you. Alright, that's all for today. I mean, these days I'm a little bit flat out for preparation of my exam, for Building Smart exam. So I couldn't make many tutorials, but at least I could answer sort of these kind of major questions from you. I wish you enjoyed it, and if you liked my answer, please thumbs up. And if any of you just watching this, this night talk, random talk, if you liked it, please subscribe my channel. That way you can support me. Thank you, and wish you good night and good luck. All the best, and stay healthy. Bye bye.